The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.
Well, welcome into the Exist Stretch Studios. They have a couple of locations for you. I hope you've been in for your free stretch. That first stretch is always free. They have one in the St. Louis Hills area, and then they have one in Arnold, Missouri as well. ExistStretch.com or at ExistStretch on social media. Located again, 5605 Hampton Avenue in St. Louis Hills. Unlike that body, your body's walking around, you're hunched over your office chair, you're sitting there scrolling through social media, and then you're like, I do not feel my best. Well, obviously not. And so you need to get that body working properly. By the way, they do have a hero program for our first responders. And thank you, Exist Stretch, for doing that for all of our heroes that are out there. They've got special financing, special pricing, I should say, for them. And if you're wondering who should go in, it's all of you, literally young athletes so they can perform their best, to seniors. And yes, I talked to my mom yesterday and I said, I need to get you in there to get stretched. And she's like, are they going to hurt me? And I said, no, they will do what they can for you in every single one of those stretches. So I hope you took advantage of that Mother's Day special they had, by the way. That was incredible. Exist Stretch, again, St. Louis Hills and Arnold. Welcome into the show. I'm your host, Monica Adams, and as you're waking up this morning, getting moving around, remember, we always ask you to share the show with your friends and family. We love when you can watch live. If you have to rush off to work, be sure to come back to this and then share it with your family and friends. We're excited, by the way, to get you smiling bigger today. You know, it's a confidence issue. I've heard a lot of people that have said, no, I don't like how my teeth look, and that's why I don't smile, and it's a confidence issue. Well, there's a lot that can be changed, by the way, with regards to that. We're going to introduce you to one of our newest sponsors, Fenton Family Dentistry, who will be on with us today. We also are going to talk about just the love that they have and the family feel that they have, and a special somebody that will greet you when you come there. It's got 4 legs, by the way. I'll explain all of that coming up for you here shortly. A little news you can use right before we do that, by the way. And then, of course, weather-wise, beautiful weekend. I hope you did the chores for your mom, got outside, maybe did some yard work for her. It was pretty yesterday. Will it continue? Let's find out. I'm not going to do your weather. It's a segment that we have with our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. It's called What the Weather.
Good evening and welcome into this new More Weather Forecast video. My name is Beck Moore.
Our weather segment, by the way, brought to you by Fenton Family Dentistry. So good morning, Beckett. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. How was Mother's Day?
It was good. We ordered some First Watch in and ate that at home and then just let my mom relax all day.
That is exactly what Mom needed. Did you do any chores for her?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I saw her comment last week, and she's like, vacuum the house back, Beckett. All right, we're doing a countdown for Beckett and for all of you that have kiddos still in school. How many days left?
I just have this week and then 4 days of finals next week.
Oh, next week's going to be hard. Okay, don't be crabby on us next week.
All right, I won't.
He's like, all right. And then he'll end up being a senior, which is just absolutely crazy. You're ready to go golfing, I'm sure, and just enjoy your summer and go on some, you got some travel plans, right? Tell them where you're going to be heading off to.
Yeah, so around 4th of July, we're going to Virginia, so we'll go to Shenandoah National Park, Charlottesville, Williamsburg, and look at a few colleges along the way as well.
So are you getting ideas of where you want to go?
A little bit. There's some in Virginia that I'm looking at, but I'm still open to a lot.
All right, folks, whoever gets them is going to be a lucky one. Okay, as I mentioned, yesterday was beautiful. So I'm thinking today, I think I saw over the weekend it was going to be pretty, and then maybe some rain throughout the week. But let's find out. Becky's got the forecast for you.
All right, so looking at the current conditions right now, 47 degrees out there, some sunny skies. Our sunset tonight at 8:02, and we do have calm winds right now. So overall, a nice start to your day. And we are going to warm up to a very nice temperature this afternoon, 75 degrees and sunny skies as we head into the afternoon hours. Our low tonight around 54. Tomorrow warming up to 83 degrees. That's a little bit above average for this time of the year. By Wednesday back down into the 70s. And then as we head towards this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all in the 80s. Mostly sunny skies and not much rain in the forecast. It's looking like a very nice week.
Okay, I like your forecast better because I looked at our friends over at KMOV and they had some rain in the forecast. So Beckett's is better. Folks, here, this is a first for us. I've never had a chance to do this before. You all may remember that for a while we had a sponsor for Beckett in GradeWorks LLC. And Mike, we hope you're doing fantastic in Florida. He was one of our members. You remember that up here at Adventure Unknown. Well, now, Beckett, I have a surprise for you because Abraham, or Abe, or Coach Abe, you can call him, Whitehead from Fenton Family Dentistry is in here. He wants to meet you.
What's up, Beckett? How we doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Well, I just have to tell you from Fenton Family Dentistry, we're just so excited to be a part of your story and all the amazing things that you do. So keep rocking it.
Thank you for sponsoring it. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
I can't wait. I told Abe this morning, Beckett, that when you're out of school, before you go on all your world travels, that I want to bring you in so you can meet Auggie. He's a big pet lover, by the way.
Oh my gosh, you're
Yeah.
gonna love Auggie. He's the best.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Well, Beckett, I just wanted to introduce you to Abe, and then we'll get a chance to introduce you to Dr. Jessica as well, as soon as you're done with all those finals. Sound good?
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. Abe, thank you, by the way.
You're very welcome.
Greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Beckett, have a wonderful day at school.
You too.
All right, folks, that is Beckett Moore, again, our aspiring meteorologist. Pretty cool, right? I've never had a chance to actually introduce him to his sponsor. We never have had a chance to make that happen before. But we will absolutely do that, and we'll film that and get that put on social media. Well, welcome into the show. We've got some news you can use. Now, you remember last week, I started talking about the hantavirus. Many people around me at the time were like, I don't know what you're talking about. Next day, a little more people knew. By Friday, everyone was like, yeah, what's going on? I told you at some point, I bet you people would start saying, oh my gosh, is this the next coronavirus? The World Health Organization says no. They're not saying that there's no chance that there's risk of person to person. They said it was very low. Here's the latest for you. So, one evacuated passenger did test positive for the hantavirus. Another developed symptoms on a flight home. So, breaking this down for you, passengers were evacuated from the ship. They began flying home aboard military and government planes yesterday after the vessel anchored in the Canary Islands, with one American testing positive and a French traveler developing symptoms for the pathogen aboard their separate aircraft. One of the 17 American passengers evacuated from the MV Hondas tested positive for the hantavirus, but is not showing any symptoms. Earlier, one of the 5 French passengers developed symptoms on their flight home. Passengers were evacuated following the arrival in the largest island in the Spanish area off the West African coast. Earlier, officials from the Spanish Health Ministry, the World Health Organization, and the cruise company Oceanwide Expeditions has said none of the more than 140 people who were then on the ship had shown symptoms of the virus. And yes, as I mentioned, a lot of people are starting to talk about it. U.S. citizens testing positive, 17 American passengers, again, airlifted back. We are continuing to follow this for you. Any new information that we get for this, we will pass it along to you. The incubation period, by the way, they're saying they're being ordered to quarantine for 42 days, and that window allows health officials to identify cases before they can become infectious and break the chain of transmission. So as you're watching this morning, and as you first heard me talk about it last week, are you unnerved by this at all? Are you a little worried, or do you say, nope, no big deal? You know, I was talking to a few people and they're like, what the heck's the hantavirus? And only one girl that I talked to said, doesn't it have something to do with rodent droppings? And I was like, yes, how do you know that? Like, I had never heard of it, but it absolutely does. And they're saying that it was a person that would have been, before they got on the ship, exposed to that. That is what the health organization is saying right now. So that's our top story, and it probably will be for a little while as we break this all down and get some more information on it. The next one is one of the craziest pictures in all my years of doing news that I've ever seen in an accident before. Folks, this is not AI. A motorcycle was left hanging off of a traffic light after a crash. This one happening in Vancouver, British Columbia. Of course, speed is the factor. The crash between a car and a motorcycle taking place Saturday afternoon in British Columbia. The video that was taken at the scene showed the motorcycle hanging off of a traffic light pole by its front wheel, and it obviously went viral as a lot of people were looking at this going, is that real? Police say the motorcyclist sustained serious, not life-threatening injuries. Taken to the hospital, the driver of the car was not injured, again, believing that speed was a contributing factor in the crash. How do you go that fast, folks? I mean, come on, that you take your motorcycle, it doesn't just kind of flip over. It literally leaves the ground and goes all the way up onto a traffic light. I think that is the craziest picture I've ever seen in any crash. And you know, I did traffic for 18 years. Never did I see anything like that. I did report on some pretty serious things with a school bus hanging over a bridge, but literally to take a vehicle all the way up in the air, how fast do you think that person was going? I don't know. That's crazy. All right, next story. Popcorn seasoning is the latest, so check your cabinets for this one. We've been talking a lot about salmonella contamination. There's an important consumer alert now about the popcorn seasoning. JCB Flavors recalling their popping topping sour cream and onion seasoning because it may be contaminated with salmonella. FDA saying the company initiated the recall because the seasoning contained, what do you think? Everything we talked about last week, this milk powder ingredient that was part of a recall by several other companies. No illnesses, fortunately, have been reported. It was sold online and at retail stores nationwide. If you have it, stop using the product immediately and contact the company for more information. All right, my favorite story of the day and the reaction on this woman's face. Do you watch The Price is Right? You know, I was a big Bob Barker fan, but now continuing on, do you get a chance to see it or even kind of go past it while you're flipping around on TV? This is the highest win in a single game, and it goes to a retired veteran. Gotta love that. Retired military veteran from Virginia just won the largest prize in a single pricing game on The Price is Right in the show's 54-year daytime history. It was the Mother's Day episode, by the way. A contestant named Vanessa won more than $240,000 in cash and prizes while playing a new game called The Lion's Share. With her daughter cheering her on from the audience, she went all the way, collecting the cash and the prizes for all 5 balls, $227,500 in cash, as well as a $12,000 trip to Morocco. The previous record for a single pricing game was set a decade ago when a contestant won $210,000. So congratulations to her, and by the way, thank you for your service. Okay, I was a big Friends fan and hated when this happened, but if you are a fan, and if you are a fan of Matthew Perry, some of his belongings are going to auction. They're going to be doing this coming up on June 5th. So according to Heritage Auctions, proceeds will go to the Matthew Perry Foundation, which I love that, helping people living with addiction. There will be several Friends memorabilia, including signed scripts from the entire cast for the show's pilot episode and series finale. Perry's Screen Actors Guild Award, which he won in 1995 for his role as Chandler Bing, will also be up for auction. If you remember, and I can't believe it's almost been 3 years. He died in October of 2023 of acute effects of ketamine and subsequent drowning. 5 people have pleaded guilty, by the way, in connection with his death. But I love this. Super excited. I mean, what you're seeing in these pictures is a combination of photos released by the auctions showing the Screen Actors Guild Award belonging to Matthew Perry and the cast autographed copy of the pilot episode of the comedy series Friends. Again, I don't know if you're a bigger Friends fan than I am. It was absolutely my favorite, and I just think that's super cool. And I love where the money is going, by the way. Who is your favorite Friends character, by the way? Jennifer Aniston for me. And a lot of people, when they're like, do you ever do this? When you look at your friends and you say, which one would you be? Would you be Joey? Would you be Chandler? Would you be Ross? Et cetera, et cetera. Who would you be? I like to ask. I like to get to know my audience. I'll find out who Abe would have been. But for me, absolutely, it would have been Rachel. Okay, in sports news, first we have baseball, then we'll get into soccer, and then what is on tap for today. First of all, baseball news. The Cardinals losing to the Padres. The final was 3-2. Tomorrow, the Cards will be taking on the Athletics, and that'll be an 8:40 first pitch. As far as sports in soccer, the St. Louis City SC beating Colorado 1-0 on Saturday. They actually have a Wednesday game, 7:30. It is St. Louis against LAFC. Okay. On our National Day of Calendar, National Eat What You Want Day. Okay, this will be fun to talk about with Coach Abe. Sugar, sugar, sugar. What does that do to our teeth? National Women's Checkup Day. I just went to my doctor last week, so please do that, folks. We're going to need to get on Michaela again. National Twilight Zone Day. Remember when we were doing that with the Olympics? Love her. She actually is known for all of her recaps of the Twilight Zone, so make that magic on Instagram. National Foam Rolling Day. Yes, as a trainer, I want you to do that. And again, if you have a birthday or an anniversary, shout out to you. You can feel free to drop it in the comments and we'll say happy birthday and happy anniversary to you. I'll be looking at the comments throughout the show. Please be as interactive as you want. And then again, if you have to run off, taking the kids to school or to work, do us a favor, come back to the show later this afternoon or into this evening, and then share this with your friends and family. Can't wait to introduce you to yet another of our sponsor. Again, that list keeps growing and we love it. bringing positivity to you and putting positive brands together. You're going to love this family. Fenton Family Dentistry. We're going to introduce you to Coach Abe Whitehead, when we return. Am I healing the Parkinson's? But I am helping it subside. I'm helping him feel better.
Oh, definitely.
Not only in the moment, but sometimes for the next day or maybe even a couple days. And that's why he keeps coming back. If it didn't feel good, you wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
He said he won't have tremors when he's on the table, and I don't know why that happens, but she'll tell me he doesn't tremor when he's on the table. So for whatever release is in his body for that period of time, it's been very beneficial.
So you just find yourself being able to calm and be in the
Exactly.
moment?
I'm more relaxed and calm.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. So Fenton Family Dentistry, one of our latest sponsors, and we're super excited, by the way, that they are sponsoring our weather segment. So you get a chance to hear about them with the weather every Monday and Friday, and then twice a month you will be hearing from the family. And I would love to introduce you to a lot of the different staff members. We at some point are going to do a positive talk time and show you that cutie, Auggie. Auggie is is the dog actually that you'll get a chance to interact with when you go there. Yes, look. I got a chance to play with Auggie, and he's just absolutely this. Look at how cute he is. Okay, that's like my favorite. When I first saw him come in, look at the little tail. It's just the best. We're going to find out. Tell me, when you go to the dentist, do you have this much fun? No, I bet you don't, and that's why so many people love them. Beautiful family, by the way. Oh, yeah, show that picture. Show that picture. That's my favorite right there. That is Auggie. We're going to talk all about Auggie, but let me give you some background, by the way, on those that really are going to take care of you. It is Dr. Jessica Nieva, St. Louis native, doctor of dental surgery, and the founder of Fenton Family Dentistry in Fenton, a thriving practice, by the way, since she opened in 2008 after completing her postdoctoral general practice residency at Washington University Barnes Jewish Hospital. She's a graduate of the University of Missouri Kansas City School of Dentistry. Also, her passion is practicing dentistry and providing excellent, compassionate, comprehensive care for all of her patients who walk through the door. She is a recognized Diamond Invisalign provider, and that's pretty cool, folks. We're going to tell you more about that. Transforming hundreds of smiles, and an active member of the American Academy of Clear Aligners. Outside of the office, she's a devoted wife, mom of four, enjoys traveling and yoga and hiking and staying active in her community. And she's married to Abraham Whitehead, known in the dental world as the Coach Abe, a dental industry speaker, coach, wellness advocate on a mission to drive long-term health, wealth, and success into the dental profession. And he spent most of his life around dentistry. His grandmother was an instructor at a vocational dental assisting program. His father owned a dental supply company. Of course, his wife is a dentist, and he serves as the executive leadership for her practice. Also an active member of the American Association of Dental Office Management. And so together they built a thriving solo general practice in Fenton. He is also a national champion and international competitor in the USA Masters Olympic weightlifting, an advanced level coach of CrossFit and weightlifting, and brings that same competitive discipline to his coaching philosophy. Through his platform, thecoachabe.com, he delivers speaking engagements, seminars, group fitness sessions, and one-on-one coaching designed to help dental professionals break free from their burnout and rewrite their stories, as well as live and work at their full potential. Pretty amazing, both of them, right? Not slackers at all. Fenton Family Dentistry, and here's the information on your screen of where you can find them. I can guarantee you, more and more you're going to hear and see them. You're going to be like, I want to make a change. At Fenton Family Dentistry on social media, and they do some really really creative social media posts, by the way. You're going to absolutely love them. So let me bring them on. Abe, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited for this. We've been talking for about the last couple of months about ideas to have us join forces. And so you'll be seeing, well, in order to get Dr. Jessica in here, we need to do it on a Friday, right?
I'm telling you what, she's busy trying to help people out. So yeah, Fridays are the day.
So so let's give your hours. So you're Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday.
And you start at 7 a.m. on Mondays.
Yes, 7 a.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, and 8 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So.
And then Friday, she's off, so we might try to do something on a Friday one day. We are talking about bringing Coach Abe in on a couple different areas. Well, obviously, we just heard his background in wellness. We have to bring you on during Positive Talk Time because of Auggie.
Oh, Auggie will love to be on the show.
Well, he'll actually sit in the chair for us and interact with us. So let's go back. First of all, how did you and Dr. Jessica meet?
Oh my gosh. Well, I used to be a chef long time ago.
He's going to be on a Foodie Friday.
Yeah. And we met. I was a sous chef at Cardwell's in Clayton, and Parties in the Park was in full throes. And I was there chefing it up, and she was there having fun. And that's just where the magic happened.
What's the favorite dish you make for her?
Oh, gosh. Sushi. Probably.
Sushi?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need to make some sushi on a Foodie Friday. I'm game for that. I absolutely love sushi. So how did you get involved, or were you before you met her? Were you really competitive in weightlifting and all that before you met?
I think at that phase of my life, I was still kind of like in betweensies. So I would have to say I was not very competitive at the moment. But she was a marathon runner, actually. She qualified and ran Boston.
Really?
Yeah, she's about 5 foot tall. So to get those little legs going that fast, is quite
incredible.
the thing. Yeah. So, but she brought me into running, and then, the rest is history.
So you go from running, but how do you get into CrossFit and weightlifting and all this competitive aspect?
Sometimes you just get bored with something that you're doing, and it's not about what you're doing. It's about that you're doing something, right? So I just found something else and loved it.
I love it. Again, so, they just joined up here, by the way. A lot of you know our studios are connected to a private business club called Adventure Unknown. And I loved when I was looking in our WhatsApp group, and here's a little background. I'm like, oh my gosh, this family sounds amazing. I was like, I need to know more. Okay, so she opened the practice in 2008 and gaining a lot of attention. For those of you that know Fenton, Missouri, you know where the Deerbergs Plaza is. You are literally right next to, and I don't even know how could I possibly keep going in and get spray tanned and not have seen you? I don't even get that. Orange Theory and then Palm Beach, and they're all right there. So if you're familiar with that plaza, that's where they are. So I went in last week and spent time with the team, and you do, by the way, have incredible employees.
Oh, thank you.
They all have this glow and this energy about them.
Well, we've hired some really wonderful people. We do lots of training, and as it turns out, if you're good people and you surround yourself with good people, it's the most amazing miracles happen.
Amen. And that's, and we're pretty selective on who joins us on this show and who becomes sponsors, who we do mobile monikers for, et cetera. Right away, first of all, when I read their background, I'm like, well, we seem to fit. And then it was, oh, wow, their company or their business alone just sounds super positive. And so we sat down and talked, and we both right away, I forget what the words were, but we pretty much just said, let's go change the world.
Let's go do it.
Yeah,
I know. Just meeting of the minds.
Absolutely. Again, if you're just tuning in, I know every second different people are tuning in and rushing off to work, etc. We love that you join us live. And then, of course, the show is then there for all of your friends and family. We'll be sharing that with all their followers, etc. If you have any questions, by the way, throughout the live show, drop them in the comments. We will see those. This is Abe, or Abraham Whitehead, from Fenton Family Dentistry. In the bio, I mentioned Diamond Invisalign provider. What does that mean?
It means you do a lot of Invisalign cases. And the biggest part of that is the education and expertise that she's acquired over time. Lots of training under some of the best, most epic people. I mean, we're positive, right? We love that.
Sure.
The people that we have mentors for her are just in that same level. They're amazing people, and they want to see less suffering in the world and more smiles.
Well, you know what? And I said in the beginning, Abe, that when someone feels that it's just when you're not your best period, right? You can tell in your body language, but a smile says so much. And if someone feels that their teeth don't look right, or their gums, or they got all these different issues, you barely see them smile, and it's a confidence issue. You see that unbelievable transformation when you help them through that.
It's amazing. 80% of people have stated, like in a study, stated that the smile is the first thing that they see in a person for that first impression. And, we all carry a lot of baggage through our life. And
Right.
one of those things, we all know that. And so that's one of the things that we're trying to break down is to provide everybody an opportunity to go into their life feeling good, feeling positive, feeling confident, because it's so impactful. And it's so rewarding in the few moments, when someone comes in after having their smile kind of updated or rehabbed, if you will. Sometimes we'll have patients come in and they won't have an appointment. We're like, what are you doing here? And they will just come in and they will like start crying and they'll be like,
Oh.
I just have to tell you, you changed my life.
Absolutely.
And it's those moments that make it all truly worthwhile.
Well, and you and I were talking about that when I came to the office. Again, Fenton Family Dentistry, we're showcasing them first today, your opportunity to meet them. And by the way, I know you're all so kind and so friendly. Do us a favor, drop in a comment, welcome them to the team. I know so many people that have talked about this over the years of how they found relationships. They started dating somebody. They got married to someone. They got the job they always wanted. So many things, literally from a change of their confidence because of smiling.
Absolutely. And the other thing to think about too is it's not just the confidence of our smile, but it's the overall health in our body. And I know you do a lot of shows about how can we create a better life through being healthier.
Yep.
And, if you've got periodontal disease, you're about 2 times more likely to have a heart attack,
Really?
3 times more likely to have a stroke.
Wow.
It's pretty intense, the connection between the mouth and the body. And there's lots more studies coming out more recently about the impact of your oral health over your overall health. And so that's really important too.
Well, and that's the thing. Over these months, we're going to be talking about what should we be doing. I was at my dentist that I've been going to for a while, a couple of months ago, and you can hear people in other areas, and I heard them talking to an older gentleman, and they were like, "Okay, so you're brushing your teeth twice a day, right?" And he goes, "Twice a day? Oh, no, once." And I was like, interesting. That seems so simple that when we were kids, we were told at least twice a day, flossing, all of that. And then for him to say that was such a wake up call for me to go, oh, he's not even brushing twice a day. That's like the simplest thing we should be doing.
It's the simplest thing. And I think one of the things that keeps people out of the office is they were worried about that particular conversation, right?
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
when you come in, they're going to ask, so how many times have you been flossing?
Yep.
And, you're worried about like, oh, geez, I don't want to lie, but, I think in dentistry, one of the things I want to remind everyone that's watching is that we just want to see you happy, so we're not going to judge you. We're really trying to help. So be honest with us, it's not going to hurt anything. Yeah. We're not going to tell anybody, so you might as well tell us and we'll help you get better. Yeah.
Yes, so it is. It's a trust factor. Why do you think, Abe, so many people are scared? Let me ask you all. Do you get scared to go to the dentist? If so, can you tell me why? I love going because I just think if your teeth feel amazing, it's like your car going through a car wash. I'm always like, yum. But people don't like the noises they hear. It's
Yeah.
the scraping. What do you hear is the biggest thing that people are fearful of?
I mean, I think everyone's afraid of hurting. I think there's also a fear of it being expensive, which, it can be an investment. But in all my years of coaching, and you've been a coach for a long time too.
Yep.
Yeah. Typically people are hesitant to start something new because maybe they're a little ashamed or they're afraid to have that conversation about, I've messed up. And, we don't care. Coaches, we don't care. We just want to, let's go. We're worried about, let's go to the future. Let's go next, And so I think a lot of times people are really kind of hung up around, are they going to get judged? Do I have to admit to myself or to someone else that maybe I wasn't doing the things the best way? We don't care. We're just going to help you work out. We're going to help you learn some good home care strategies and get you healthy and keep you there.
Well, let's go into that, by the way, because it's taught at a very young age. And I loved when I was in there, I got a chance to talk to one of your employees' sons, which was the cutest thing of all. Jay, by the way, thank you for letting me talk to you.
Adorable.
Look, here he is. He's so super, super cute. And he was showing me Is it the toothbrush and toothpaste?
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I think it was like bubblegum tasting. What was your favorite toothpaste when you were a little kid? But this is how you get them and teach them at a very young age, right? That particular line you told me, they have different characters.
Yeah. So Made by Dentists is an awesome company. It's actually owned by a couple of dentists, and there's a bunch of dentists that have invested. We're actually one of them because we believe in it. It really needs to be a good toothbrush brand out there that can, be positive and lighthearted, and there's no SLS, so sodium lauryl sulfate. In skincare, you don't want that in there because it dries out your skin.
What is it?
It's actually a foaming agent.
Oh.
So a lot of soaps and things like that. Well, most toothpaste brands have sodium lauryl sulfate in them to help it be sudsy because, when you brush your teeth.
Yeah, you want to be like, is it working?
Yeah, is it working?
It's like your hair, like shampoo. Oh, this isn't a good one. I don't have suds.
Yeah. And so that sodium lauryl sulfate is actually really bad it dries out your gums and your tissues. And so, saliva is one of the most important things in our mouth. It cleanses. It's actually also delivering minerals back to your teeth. And so this toothbrush and toothpaste brand does an awesome job of making great products and fun for kids. They have these great characters. They have the most funniest names for their toothpaste. There's one called like Zombie Drool,
great.
Cheetah Dust, Cheetah Dust, Serial Killer.
Okay, yeah.
They have the coolest. So go check them out. They're really fun. They
Yeah,
do a great job.
that was his favorite. I'm like, show me that. Are they electric toothbrushes, by the way?
Yeah, and actually they just launched a special program for if you go to a dentist that participates with them, you can sign up for free. They'll send you a toothbrush and a bunch of like stickers and like stuff that kids like,
love,
right?
yep.
Like the fun stuff. So check them out.
Yeah, look, and by the way, he has the prettiest eyes I think I've ever seen.
He's adorable.
He is. How old is he? Do you know?
I think he's about 5.
I was going to say 4 or 5 is what he looks like. So Fenton Family Dentistry, the kids love it. He enjoyed just being there. And then, of course, besides, we always say, if you ever want to have a show stolen from you, have kids or an animal around. And I had both, by the way. It's a good thing I wasn't live there. So we go from Jay to Auggie. Please, we're going to find out about Auggie's story. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're talking and visiting with Abe Whitehead. Again, Dr. Jessica is his wife, and that is who you get a chance to be seen by. One of the best around. So 2008 is when they opened their practice at Fenton Family Dentistry in Fenton, Missouri. How in the world does a dog come into the picture, you say? Well, we'll answer that question when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
I love Auggie. He brings smiles to everyone that walks in the door. His name tag is Director of Smile. He's so chill, so laid back. And so, yeah. And kind of lazy too.
Well, look, he's like, I'm going to be chill too. What do the patients say that they love about him?
Oh, they love him. They look forward to seeing him every time they come in. They want to pet him. They want him to sit on their lap. They are obsessed.
So he helps calm them if they're a little afraid, right? It's just amazing how that all came about.
Yeah, we also had some patients that heard about us because of Auggie, and they want to become patients because of Auggie. Yeah, it is true, yeah.
Auggie, are you on the payroll? Yes, with treats.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you love most about what you provide here?
I love providing beautiful smiles, beautiful lives, and
Okay, that's your wife, by the way, and that's Auggie. So we've got 2 things we're going to tell you about in this next segment. One, how in the world did Auggie become such a big part of Fenton Family Dentistry?
Oh, we love that dog. So we actually went through.
This is my favorite story.
Oh my gosh. We went through a process of acquiring a therapy dog from a wonderful breeder and trainer. Turns out he's a very sweet dog, but not a therapy dog. He just a little neurotic. He just can't seem to. Yeah. So anyway,
What's his name?
Abu.
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 Abu
Yes.
was going to be the therapy dog.
Yeah,
And that didn't happen.
That did not work. He doesn't like to be looked at, apparently.
What? Don't look at me.
Yeah, don't look at me. I'm grumpy right now. So, but at home he's great. So he's a home dog now. But my cousin lives out in the country, and he was working in the fields, and he saw this van pull up on a country road, and you live in the country, you know who lives around, and he saw this van pull up. He thought it was really strange, and then about 30 seconds later, it just takes off. And so he's like, that's weird. Goes over and looks in the side of the road in the ditch. There were 2 puppies. And Auggie was one of those puppies. And so, the calls went out, and my family, I love my wife and my children, without asking, obligated us to another dog. But best decision ever. Best decision ever.
Don't you guys love this story? I mean, again, you go out and think that this is a dog that we're going to get to be a therapy dog to calm patients, etc., and ends up, nope, it's going to be this guy. So you get Auggie, and when do you bring him into the office and introduce him?
He did not have the best life. They think he was from like a puppy mill sort of situation. And so it took him a while to kind of calm down and be okay with human interaction. I would say that process probably took about 8 months for him to get a little like aware that no one was going to hurt him and that everything was okay. Yeah. And then, my wife was like, I'm bringing him to the office, and I'm the reasonable one. I'm
Right.
like, let's pump the brakes, talk about this. She's like, no, done. He's here. And then something just magical happened.
It is, by the way. I mean, it is like he was absolutely meant to have this job.
He's a shoo-in. The second that he walked into the door, they always say that dogs have this ability to sense stress or fear or, and sometimes that's not great, if they're keying in on fear. But in this case, Auggie really has this sense and he just knows. And he's like, you could be way down at the other end of the practice and something in his, he senses it, and he'll just hop from his little bed in the office, go down the hallway and, put his nose touch you on the elbow or put his head on your lap. It's something special.
And does he jump on people's laps if they're really, really scared?
If they want them to, yeah. A lot of times he'll jump in the lap, and then he does the cutest thing where he kind of gets between their legs and he crosses his arms and looks up at them. It's adorable.
So look, I mean, obviously, if you're a kid, kids love animals, but it's probably every single patient. So Dr. Jessica actually told me that there's a woman that comes in that was like, give me that dog. Where's that dog? Let me see that dog. I was like, well, yeah. And you even heard her say that many people probably say that they want to join and become a patient because of Auggie.
They do. It's amazing.
I asked Auggie if he was on the payroll, and you said that he gets paid in treats.
He gets paid in treats, yes, and he knows exactly where they are. Trust me. Yeah.
Of course he does. He's got a good sense.
Yeah.
Well, again, this could be part of your life. I mean, the family themselves, the level of care that they have. We mentioned earlier, and we didn't go in depth into it, but a Diamond Invisalign provider. But many people might be like, well, what's Invisalign? I don't even know what that is. Tell them what that is.
Invisalign is simply clear trays that go over your teeth and help your teeth move. And so it's a technology that's been around for quite some time. It's faster, oftentimes less pain associated with treatment with Invisalign, but it helps to straighten your teeth. Think braces.
Right.
But you can't really see them. It's more comfortable. I think the thing that a lot of people miss on the whole braces thing is that it's not just about the beauty of your smile.
Yeah.
That's a big part. But keeping your teeth in a way that are easy to clean is so impactful.
Yeah.
And oftentimes people don't realize too how much wear and tear our teeth. We're using them every day.
Yep.
And so they get a lot of wear and tear. So making sure that they're properly aligned so that we can reduce the amount of wear and tear so that you don't have to fork out the big bucks every now and then for those crowns and root canals and such. So very important thing. But we love changing people's lives, making their smiles beautiful. weddings, graduations, things like that. Is so amazing to be able to do that.
You all showed me, you and Dr. Jessica both, when I came in, we went back to the back room and you were showing me something that was actually being made for a bride. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are things we don't think about, right? We take these things for granted. But tell me about that.
Oh my gosh. So we have this patient, lovely gal. We really want to support her. She's going to be getting married. She's got an extensive treatment plan. We're talking like $20,000, and she doesn't have $20,000.
Sure.
So we've been working with her to get the big problems under control. Well, she's getting married, and her smile's not very good. And so what we talked about doing with her was just a snap-on smile. So I designed it 3D. We printed it on our 3D printer, and we're going to give that to her so that when she goes to her wedding, she'll be able to snap that in place. Just, it's not going to last very long, but it will at least get her through the pictures and the wedding itself.
Is she going to be able to eat her cake?
I think for that one, I would
She'll
say
take it out.
probably, it would probably, don't roll the dice. Yeah, don't roll the dice.
How cool is that? You are playing such a role in one of the biggest days of her life.
Yeah.
I love that. I wouldn't have even, would any of you think about something like that? I wouldn't have. I mean, again, it's not what we do, so we don't know that. But when you were showing me that, I'm like, did you just say wait a minute, what? And then on your social media, which by the way, who does your social media?
My wife, we have Rachel that works in the office, and then Caitlin that does our social media.
They're brilliant.
Yeah.
Trust me on this. I mean, you can tell that they get very big into TikTok challenges and trends, which I love. But it is that creativity that makes you go just a step beyond. So kudos to all of you. You're doing a very good job. But as we're seeing these things, it is a little bit sprinkled in of education, a little bit of laughter, a little bit of animals and kids and all of that make you want to come back for more. What would you say, obviously from annual cleanings? I mean, that's important. Or 6 months, how often do you want people to be coming in?
It really depends on what you have going on.
Okay.
So the normal average healthy patient twice a year is generally sufficient. Those of the population that have like periodontal disease or something they're trying to maintain might be more frequently.
Okay.
Yeah.
But ideally you come in a couple of times. And yes, you mentioned earlier, Abe, people, they back off from it sometimes because of expense.
Yeah.
But if you put it off and you think it's an expense now, it's worse when you're not taking care of your teeth.
Yes. And I think one of the things we try and highlight in our office is try to customize treatment plans and then work with individuals on, okay, do we need to utilize, we try and sit down and consult with everybody. Do we need to utilize a financing option? Is there something that we can do to reduce the costs, like our wellness club, which is like you buy a club package and it has some cleanings, but it reduces the cost of treatment by 25%. So if you don't have insurance or something like that, it can make it more affordable.
Sure.
Really, the goal is to work with individuals individually, instead of just being a cut and paste sort of situation, and get them what they need.
Right.
Yeah.
Stephanie, by the way, had asked earlier, what do you think of the implant that you can get in your mouth for sleep apnea? Does it work?
Ooh, I'm not super familiar about an implant for sleep apnea. I know that there are, CPAP machines are difficult. They're burdensome. Compliance on them is pretty low. There is an oral device that you can place in. It kind of looks like a night guard for upper and lower teeth. And there's a little elastic band that kind of pulls your jaw forward to open your airway. Those have shown in studies to be much more compliant in patients over the long term and be extremely effective. I would say regardless of what you do for sleep apnea, do something, because what I told you earlier about the 2 times the risk for heart attack with periodontal disease, sleep apnea has the same kind of risk profiles. If you've got sleep apnea, your risks of heart attack, stroke, Alzheimer's, cancer, pretty much any major health concern, your risks skyrocket if you have untreated sleep apnea. So please make sure and address that in any way that you can.
So we mentioned coming in obviously for cleanings. As far as people coming in and saying, I want to fix this, I want to fix that, what would you say the percentage would be? Is it someone saying, I want to come in, I want to do whitening? Or
I think most people just want to be happy. And, you never really know. For most individuals, though, it's just like, let's get healthy.
Yep.
I want to just kind of get the basics. And then the most interesting thing happens is once you establish a relationship with somebody and then you start learning about them,
Yeah.
and they get a good experience, then they start to open up and say, well,
If I'm being honest.
you're not so bad after all. I have something I would like to do. And, it could be from a full smile rehab, which we do a fair amount of. It could be, I just don't like my I call it my snaggle tooth. I
Yep.
hear that sometimes.
Yep.
Or just simply whitening.
And so if you're doing whitening, because I think a lot of people have said, are these toothpaste that we see that say that they're whitening, is it just a marketing ploy, right? These are the questions I want you to tell us.
Here's what I would tell you. Toothpaste that say that they have whitening are typically just very abrasive. And so that's one of the reasons we went with the Made by Dentist toothpaste is it's very low grit. So imagine if you had like 80 grit sandpaper and you were... So that's that's the whitening power that they're putting in the toothpaste.
Okay.
If you really want to whiten and you don't want to go through a dentist, there are products that are sold over the counter that do work.
They do.
They do. I will just tell you the stuff that they sell in dental offices are a little more carefully formulated.
Yeah.
Oftentimes will have additional active ingredients to reduce sensitivity and can be a little bit more potent so you can get a faster result.
Because I remember doing it many, 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 many years ago and tried and had the little trays and everything. And I'm like, this hurts.
Yeah.
My teeth were super, super sensitive. And then into the gums. And I'm like, I don't like this. My husband does the strips constantly.
Yeah.
Do you?
I have super sensitive teeth. My teeth were so sensitive, I couldn't even do it. And so I ended up getting veneers because I couldn't whiten at all. And I love coffee. Gonna drink my coffee. Not stopping. So, but yes, some people are really sensitive and others just, they could do it every day and not have any problems. So, yeah.
So I had just gone in and never heard this before, but I think when it comes to stress and you think that you're sleeping well, I could tell because my dentist goes, are you grinding your teeth at night? And I go, I think so, because I wake up and my jaw's hurting.
Oh.
And so they were like, they were talking about, so if that was the case, and you and Dr. Jessica were like, yeah, I just want to tell you, it looks like you're probably grinding. What would you have us do? Wear a guard?
I think the first thing we talk about is, is your alignment something that's causing it? Is it stress related? Try and find the source, right?
I think it's stress related.
And so in that case, it would be like a night guard.
Yeah, that's what they said.
There's also some really great techniques that we can use with Botox, actually, in the masseter muscles to kind of reduce, how much pressure that they can apply. But, from a behavioral and, coaching standpoint, I would probably say, let's look into some, maybe
meditation.
some tapping or,
Yep.
meditation or things like that before bed to writing lists can help
Yeah.
to reduce some of that stress.
You all
before
know I
bed.
love to journal. That's what this is right here by me constantly. But the coach needs to be coached all over again because I just go, 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 go. And I don't let stress get to me, but evidently it's getting to me while I'm sleeping. Subconsciously, it's getting to me. Okay, I'm going to take one more break. I want to hear from you through Dr. Jessica as far as trading in your regular toothbrush for an electric toothbrush. Because some people are like, wait, does it really work? Is it worth the expense, etc.? If you have a question, comment, drop it in again now, or if you watch later and do a little hashtag replay, we'll get those questions to both Dr. Jessica and Abe as well. Don't go anywhere. More about Fenton Family Dentistry when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition swim spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Keep talking about how the list of sponsors just keeps growing and growing, and we love introducing you to so many different people in our community. If it's not a sponsorship, but maybe it's a mobile Monica that you're interested in, that's what we're doing today. We'll be going to Barrel House, which is in Baldwin. If you have a bourbon lover, you have a rye lover, you have a whiskey lover, scotch lover, etc., on your list, Mother's Day just came and went, but Father's Day is right around the corner. This would be the coolest gift you can give them. They get a chance to make their own blend. They pick their bottle, they pick the name that they want to put on their blend. And again, the experience is just super, super cool. You don't have to be a drinker. You can just go there and enjoy some live music, great food, community. BarrelHouseSTL.com. They're located again in Baldwin on Clayton Road. Check them out on social media, by the way, at BarrelHouseSTL. Opening Wednesday through Friday from 4 to 9, Saturday 1 to 9, and Sunday from 12 to 6. Looking forward to our mobile Monica today, and then you'll see a really cool piece done on that. We'll get that all edited up and aired in just a couple of weeks. Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Fenton Family Dentistry is who we're introducing you to today. This is Abe Whitehead and his wife, Dr. Jessica Nieva, with Fenton Family Dentistry. So Stephanie said, this is interesting, talking braces, she said her sister was in 5th grade when she had to get braces, and the headgear she got sick from, this is fascinating to me, her kidneys started to fail. She went to the hospital. She was allergic to the metal.
Oh my goodness.
And she said that, obviously the orthodontic said, I am so happy to hear that, or to be able to find out what in the heck was causing that. Can you imagine? Have you ever heard anything like that?
It's, I will tell you, I've been around it I'm not a dentist, but I've been around it for a long time. And every now and then you end up with these really unique situations. Yeah. That stinks. I'm glad they figured it out.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so we went into the break and I said, is the electric toothbrush worth it?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
I'm going to agree with that. I would literally do a testimonial of how I feel it changed, because I didn't have one all this time until 6 months ago. And I'm like, I love this thing.
It's a game changer. You're like, this can't be that much better. And you're like, you get done and you're like, wow.
Yes. So tell the people the difference.
Oh, toothbrushes, with your hand, you go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But these mechanical toothbrushes are really fast. I can't remember what the numbers are, but it's like 1,000, fluctuations every second or something like that. So they just clean so much more efficiently. And I will just tell you too, you don't have to get the super bougie, Oral-B $200 toothbrush that I have. I love it. So awesome. But, you can get on Amazon. It doesn't, don't get hung up on getting the fancy one. Just get one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You could have saved me money.
I
did get the bougie one.
Yeah, I love the bougie one. You'll probably start down here and then go like, "Whoa, I really like this. I wonder if the nice one's that much nicer." It is. Yeah.
It is. And I picked blue. Imagine that. I'm known for blue. I'm like, I want a blue one.
Yeah.
But so here's a question I have, and I saw some studies on this, and I want to ask, because I still think you're going to say yes, floss. But I heard some dentists say if you change to electric toothbrush that they don't necessarily think you have to floss as much.
I would be careful. I'm not on the board or a dentist, but I would just be careful as a dentist, probably
saying
that. I will say, though, that there's some new studies coming out on the use of a water flosser. So if you're like, I don't like, because it is sometimes hard to get back there.
It is.
And
I feel like I'm going to pull a tooth out.
Yeah. But the water flossers are easy to get back there. They can be a little messy, but they sell some cordless ones that are waterproof now. Highly recommend in the shower. That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
They're very effective. Some of the new studies are showing that they're as effective or possibly more effective than manual flossing.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there, do you just get them online or?
Yeah, most of the manufacturers out there, again, same thing with the toothbrush. You can buy the super bougie one.
Right.
You can get a less expensive one. Ultimately, they're going to do about the same thing. It's just a matter of, do you want all the bells and whistles?
Do you need it? Right. We always were like, ooh, I want this one. A shiny new toy.
Yeah.
We want
so
this one.
So floss, I guess, is the
Okay.
moral of the story. Make sure you're flossing, because those pockets underneath your gums are really what the floss is trying to get under, and the head of the brush just isn't effective in getting under there.
Okay, so from a flossing standpoint, and I know I'm going to be right there with all of you. I just said it many times. It's like I feel like I'm going to pull a tooth out. Do you recommend, if they're not getting that, do you recommend just the regular floss or those little things?
I will say something is better than nothing.
Okay.
And it's one of the things our hygienists at our office do a really wonderful job. Just like any trainer, I'm going to try and meet you where you are,
Yep.
not say, well, this is you have to do all of these things. Let's just start where you're at and let's see if we can get it up. So if you're not flossing and you don't want to buy a water flosser and the, wrapping around the finger thing, you're like, ugh, gross. Buy the little floss sticks, where they have the little floss in between, and you
Yes.
just perfect. Just start there. You can do it in the car. You can do it in the break room. They're very easy to do. It's not as good as the floss that you move along, because that floss in between there, it gets pretty yucky.
Okay, that's so you would recommend just the regular?
I would recommend the regular thing, and then do that once a day, and then the water floss, like morning floss, and then night do the water floss, would be like chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. And he is a chef, by the way. And you are coming on a Foodie Friday. Okay, hang on. Mary just said, hi, what do you think about the electric toothbrush that looks like a mouthpiece and brushes all your teeth at once? My husband has a hard time brushing because his hands are stiff.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of that stuff coming out. There's also one that you can like 3D print a like water flosser, like a water blaster kind of thing. Really cool. These technologies are going to be really awesome for people that have some dexterity issues. And again, I think we always kind of go back to the, if it's not the best, that's okay. Let's just get something that is better than nothing, right? And so I'm not too familiar with this particular technology. I'd be interested to see, because I'm sure they'll do studies on it at some point. But who knows? It could be fantastic. It could be not as great. But until the studies come out, we don't really have anything to say other than something's better than nothing.
Absolutely. And that's what you teach all of your kids when they're very, very young. Get them brushing their teeth, get them falling in love with it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the hardest things. All of my friends who just celebrated Mother's Day, whenever I've been around them with their kids, they're like, brush your teeth. I was like, why is it so hard to get the kids to brush their teeth? Again, you got to have them enjoy it. They have to have a toothbrush that's fun and a toothpaste that tastes good.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. No kid wants to stand in front of a sink and stare at a mirror of themselves with stuff, nobody, but if there are things we can do to make it fun. There's stickers, there's timers, there's even new apps now that they have that you can download that simply play like a cartoon and music that keeps the kids entertained while they do it, and they only get to have that when they do the thing. So there's lots of ways to break through the behavioral aspect of oral care to make it fun. So that you can start to be like, well, this isn't really that big of a deal after all.
Again, if you're trying to avoid a big expense, it's the simplest things, again, that you can do. Stephanie said, I need the water flosser. I get food stuck in gums from my crown. Oh, there you go. I floss two times a day now. Thank you for the great information. Of course, you are very, very welcome. All right, we've got all of these shows that we're thinking of doing together. We want to introduce you to Auggie. I also want to get you introduced to Dr. Jessica. So this is pretty fascinating. When I first met her, right away, Abe was like, by the way, my wife has 2 cochlear implants.
Yeah, she's quite the marvel. I always kind of think and marvel to myself because she got the cochlear implants when I think she was like 32.
Really?
So this is after dental school, after entering, her general practice life. She got cochlear implants, and before that, she had an analog, which is just basically make the sound louder and pump it into your ear. Hearing was very difficult, so to get through dental school, I cannot
she's
imagine.
fascinating.
And most people, when they come into our office, the reason I said that to you is because she talks so well and hears and reads lips really well. Most people have no idea.
Right?
No idea.
No, I was fascinated.
Yeah.
We had a meeting here when we were talking about doing our partnership, and I was like, I would not know. Was she born? Yeah. Okay.
Born deaf. So it's astonishing. She's overcome a lot of things to be able to do the thing that she always dreamed of doing.
So because we can't get her in here live, I'm just hearing a Testament Tuesday. I want to sit down with her and just talk about that and what she's overcome and going through school and then starting the practice. And she's fascinating, folks. We've got to get her on the show, but we've got to go to her on maybe when she wraps up patients.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. And then we can air that. We can do a piece and bring you back in. So Auggie, I'm thinking we need to meet Auggie next.
Oh, Auggie. Let's go, Auggie.
I wish Auggie could talk, by the way. There's Auggie. How old is Auggie now?
We're not really 100% sure, because we is a found dog, but we think he's about 3.
About 3?
Yeah.
And it's so sweet. And again, the kids love Auggie. You will love Auggie. So if you are thinking of, hey, I definitely do not have a dentist like this. I want to make the switch. You can find Fenton Family Dentistry online, FentonFamilyDentistry.com, on social media at Fenton Family Dentistry. Give them a call and say, hey, I'm really interested in all the things that you're doing. 636-326-7633. Discover your perfect smile in Fenton. And before we wrap up, by the way, we keep talking about Abe and Dr. Jessica, but you have 4 beautiful daughters. We're going to get to know them. I didn't want to shove it all into today, but here they have my heart because I grew up in a dancing family. I've done some competitions. Your girls are dancers.
Oh, they are super dancers. They love it. Our lives are so busy. I mean, any parents out there that have kids in competitive sports, your life is insane. But they love it. And I'm like, those directors at Charmette, like they run it like a dojo. So those girls learn discipline, they learn work ethic, they learn how to win and lose.
Yep, which is very important.
Really important stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, they love it.
Do they get dad dancing?
Oh yeah, actually this year is the year that they teach the dads a dance and we perform on stage.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
Oh, please, can we be there for that?
Oh, please, yeah. You're going to see all the best dad dancing. Yeah.
Okay, I'm all about that. All right, so we always bring faith into the end of the show, and I always let my guest choose. So these books that we have here are 100 Days to Freedom books, okay?
Love it.
So from fear and anxiety, shame, depression.
Well, let's go shame.
Shame. There we go.
Yeah, let's do
100 Days to Freedom from Shame. We're going to do that, and we'll tell you what's on tap. You will see them come back for a positive talk time. We absolutely are going to tap into his wellness side, his coaching, his motivation side. We will do a Testament Tuesday when we tell you a little bit more about Dr. Jessica. So a lot to come. Again, do me a favor and welcome them on board. Fenton Family Dentistry, a part of the Real Monica Adams Show. Okay, shame when we return.
Hello, I am so excited to be part of the Real Monica Adams Show. I am Dr. Jessica Nieva at Fenton Family Dentistry. This is my practice, this is my life. I love providing a beautiful smile, beautiful life. And welcome! We and Auggie are so excited to welcome you here at Fenton Family Dentistry. I do this because I love providing comprehensive, excellent oral care to our friends and family, and our patients just love being cared for here, and they feel like family here, and they get the attention they deserve.
So that can be your new dentist, by the way. That's Dr. Jessica. Okay, so Abe picked Shame, 100 Days to Freedom from Shame. These books, by the way, and sometimes people say, where can you get them? I got them at the Crossing in Chesterfield, but I have found them on Amazon. Get them. They will be life-changing. And I think if you start slow, again, just like we talked about today, do something. You want to start a devotional to get you going? Open up the Bible, read Scripture, whatever it takes to really start working on that triangle of life theory that I have, balancing your mind, your spirit, and your body. And then you walk around a balanced human being. Okay, this is crazy. Look at it. Look what it says.
Oh, that is wild.
Hearing. Day 47, hearing. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Mark 4, verse 9. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, about 37.5 million Americans report some trouble hearing. About 28.8 million of those could benefit from hearing aids, but only about 2/3 have ever used a hearing aid. It's good to keep in mind that maybe the person who seems to be ignoring you might not be rude, but hard of hearing. How's your hearing? Not literally, but figuratively. How willing are you to really hear what's being said to you? Think about the sin you committed that has brought shame into your life and caused you to turn to the book. Was it something you'd be warned about? Are there people close to you, maybe your parents or a spouse or a friend, who saw you edging closer and closer to trouble and tried to warn you? Have you heard multiple sermons on that particular subject? The world's full of people who make eye contact, listen, nod, but don't really hear what's being said. Their ears work just fine, but the truth that goes in hits a roadblock on its way to their hearts. And when it happens, willfulness is usually the problem. The person's self-will has been made the boss and flexes its muscle, blocking out any idea or notion it doesn't like this. Is that what happened to you? Your future health and happiness, maybe even your salvation, depends on your willingness to clear out that roadblock and let God's truth penetrate your heart. Steve Chapman said, it's amazing that a man can't hear his wife talking when she's across the breakfast table from him, but he can hear the faint sound of gobbling 2 ridges over from where he's standing in the woods. Here's today's prayer. Lord Jesus, in a world of almost constant sound, help me to sift through the noise and hear your truth, and not just to hear it, but to embrace it, even when it's not what I want to hear. That is eerie.
That's pretty crazy.
Okay, but I'm telling you, ever since we started this show, it's crazy how God picks what we are going to do.
Is it crazy, or is it just his way?
Fascinating to me, right? It's fascinating to me. Abe, I'm so happy to welcome you to the show. Excited that Beckett got a chance to meet you.
Yay.
And thrilled for what we're going to do together.
Same.
I'm
excited.
I can't wait to meet your daughters in person also, by the way.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
I want them to bring me back to dance. All right, so folks, again, if you have a guest or you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss on the show, go to info@therealmonicaadams.com. Shoot us a message. You want to talk about being a sponsor. You want to talk about a mobile Monica, which again is what we're getting ready to go do today. We would love that. Testament Tuesdays as well as Wellness Wednesdays. We have Positive Talk Time. We have Foodie Friday, which we're going to have Abe come back and make some sushi with us. And she should be able to join us as well.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll make sushi for her. How you like that idea? I like that idea. If there is a mobile Monica, by the way, as we're now booking into June, that you want us to do, which is us taking the show on the road to your business. I have heard a lot of people say, when are you coming on the Illinois side? Hey, just welcome us over there. Let me know what businesses you would like for us to be a part of. Let us know that, and then we'll bring them to you. All right? We're looking forward to a very fun, packed week for sure. Tomorrow, Jenna Kay. We had a chance to sit down with her. She is from Fenton, by the way, now lives in Nashville, Tennessee. And I told her I absolutely would be shocked if we don't say, remember when? What an incredible performer. We'll hear her story and she'll play some music for us. That's on tap for your Testament Tuesday tomorrow. From now till then, remember, there's so many obstacles that will come into your life and try to throw you off course. People who don't believe in you, don't listen to them. It's all negative chatter over here. You can be anything you want to be, but the greatest be is kind. Be kind and God bless.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.